welcome dear friends. I've just made myself a nice drink. I've just done my parasite cleanse this morning with our teas and feeling great, feeling wonderful. How do I look today? A bit like Santa Claus. Okay, well, I got a couple of messages last night and this morning, so there's a couple of videos I'd like to do today if I have time. The first one we're going to do today is about psychic work, and the question was, how can I become psychic? So how can I become a powerful psychic? So I'd like to address that, if you don't mind, dispel some of the myths, and also try and help you become aware of certain things that have stopped you from being the amazing soul that you are, not through your issues, your problems, but through the world and how it portrays itself, and how it hijacks words, and how it kind of programs us to not believe in ourselves. So first of all, there's no such thing as being a powerful psychic. Every single human being on this planet has the same ability and powers. It's just, how do you bring those powers out? How do you unlearn all the stuff that stopped us from being attuned to our gift? We all have it. Psychic has always been a struggle in my word. I don't like the word psychic because it portrays that somebody is more powerful than somebody else. I really have a dislike for that, because in my humble opinion, everybody has potentially that power to unleash and to cause great good in the world, but also great harm. So, you know, abilities, light, dark, is all part of the journey. So I'm going to take you through my process, okay? So first of all, with me, I was a kid and just like to play football, do different things, meet different people, play in the trees, eat apples on trees, and go fishing and do all the things that kids did. Along the way, you start to realize that certain things happen to you that you can't explain. I think we've all been through that. Those times when we can't explain is because nobody is willing to explain them to us. There's no schooling system, there's no religion, nobody is willing to explain the phenomena of our great power within us. And to label it psychic, to me, isn't really a good word, but I've used it because people only see in boxes, they only see in labels. But I've never really liked it. That's why I named my first book Diary of an Accidental Psychic, to break that up. So as you grow up, just like me, certain things happen that we couldn't explain. Like I've just explained, nobody will ever tell you about it, so you'll just drop it because it's not there. It's not out there for you to see. Your mum and dad probably won't tell you if you were lucky then, and they were open enough and they knew about this ancient knowledge, then that was good for you. Me, not so much. My mum was a devout Catholic, so was my dad, and anybody around me didn't really know anything about it. The closest I got to it was my sister, who, you know, was a Mormon. She was a practicing Mormon, but she did know, and she studied about afterlife and knew that there were such things as ghosts. What that was as far as it went. Ghosts, that's what she called them, or the spirits. But she was open to it, meaning that she was willing to explore and talk about it, but my mum not so much. The closest she got to what's called psychic, or what she would call good luck, was playing cards before she went to bingo. She would lay the cards out in a circle and then put two cards in the middle and then turn other cards, and what she would do is, if all the cards were turned over after the game was played, that meant she had luck on her side and she would go to bingo. I'd go with her. It was great. Loved it. Legs 11. 88, two fat ladies. Out! So, moving on with my life, I got to a point where I couldn't cope with my life anymore, and I thought, you know what, I'm not doing this no more. Sold everything on eBay, sold the house, and moved to a magical mountain for no reason. Of course, there's a reason, but when we got here, for no reason, coincidence, bumped into this lady. This lady happened to be a very powerful psychic, spent all her life in the art of voodoo, witchcraft. She was a high priestess and blah, 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 blah. None of that interested me per se, but I was interested in knowing that I was interested in what was happening to me. And she had the knowledge to tell me, this is what you're going through, this is what's happening. So I'm going to tell you an interesting story of how she encouraged me. So one day we were at the local coffee bar having a coffee, and we were just having a chat about anything. And she said to me, Ma, she said, just look at these people on these tables. So I looked at them and I said, well, what? She says, just look at them. So I looked at them, I studied them, and she said, what do you see? Well, I see a woman with a man and a little child. I see a guy with a dog. She says, okay, the guy with the dog, what do you see? Well, he's wearing a jacket, it's grey, his legs are crossed. Right. He seems to be happy, he sat with his dog. Very good. What else do you see? I don't know what you mean. I just told you everything that I can see. I can't see anything. She says, yeah, okay. But feel him. Look deeper. Feel him. So I'm looking at him and I'm saying, well, he's moving. She says, no. Don't look at his movements. Don't read his hands or his legs. Feel him. And I said, he feels sad. She says, good. What else do you see? What else do you feel? I said, I think he's upset because his wife's not here anymore. Very good. Why do you think his wife's not there? I think she might be dead. Very good. And what do you think his wife died of? And I said, it feels like stomach. She had a problem in her stomach. And maybe it feels like my mum, she died of stomach cancer. She says, amazing. She said, let's ask him. I said, no. No. She was stronger than me. She was very confident. I looked at somebody else because she told me to, and I was so frightened I couldn't do it. And I said, I can't do it. And she says, why not? I says, because you're frightening me that you're going to get up and say something. And she says, what are you frightened of, Mark? I says, well, one thing, I don't want you to say your wife's dead with cancer. And secondly, what if I've got it wrong? I'm going to feel terrible. So she smiled and she says, I promise you, if we continue doing this in the next coming weeks, she said, I'll never, ever go up to somebody and tell them. You know, I think she said it was, I would never go up to a stranger. This is how she got away with it. I'll never go up to a stranger and ever say anything to them. So I think the following week we went out and we started again. And I didn't realise why we were doing it really, but I continued doing it. Anyway, about 4 weeks went by, and this was the jaw dropper for me. She said, let's play. And I went, okay, what about this lady here? And I looked at her and I said, she's lovely. She's really lovely. I said, she's not got a husband, she's on her own. Feels like she's got 2 girls. And she lost a dog. I think she might have lost a dog. People love her. She's got so much kindness. She's an amazing soul. She's done so much good, and I think she might have been some kind of teacher, but not for adults, for children. She went very good. Anyway, we're sat, me knowing that everything was safe, and I asked her, and I said, what's the difference between imagination and feeling something? Is it not the same? And she says it is, but it isn't. Sometimes you can make things up, and sometimes things just flow into you, but it comes from the same place. It's the key that opens the door to this world that we all can tap into. I went, wow. So here's where it gets like, oh my God, this lady turns round and sees this lady who I'm with and goes, oh, hiya. And I'm like, oh, my heart sank. I'm like feeling like I'm going to run. I've got to go. Sit down, she said, stay where you are. Come over, sit down. She sits down. She says, how are you? She says, oh yeah, my daughters are doing great. I'm like, really well. And how's retired life? She says, oh, I miss the kids. Like, oh my God. And she turns to me, my mentor, and smiles, just smiles. Nothing was said. And they ended up talking, and I got the dog wrong. It was a cat. She missed a cat. I guess what I'm saying is there is something within us that I believe is like a muscle. It's, some people call it the alpha mode. Some people call it the pineal gland. I don't think it's specifically one place. I think we are connected in so many ways to attune to so many different kinds of psychic. Because some people here, is that the same muscle? I'm not sure. But I think we are more than what people just say, oh, it's, the pineal gland, it needs decalcifying. Once you've done that, well, that's not true, because I've decalcified mine for over 2 or 3 years now. Has it made much of a difference? Not really. So I think it's not just one thing. I think it's looking after the body per se, looking after your health, looking after your well-being, your environment, who you're with. But anyway, going back to the psychic thing, what I realized from that day, which was great mentoring, it was great teachings. And I did this in the future. And what I used to do is, when people came here, I realized that if you want the best, if you want the most powerful soul to become extraordinary in this field, you've got to make them comfortable and not feel nervous. You've got to not worry them in any way, shape or form, because if you do, it blocks that inner gift. So like me, if I thought somebody was going to say something and I got it wrong, it would have killed it. So because she wasn't going to tell anybody or ask anybody, then it was fine. It was just kind of playing. So one of the things I believe, when I have a group of beautiful souls who want to attune to their higher self, what I used to do was I used to put paper in front of them, and I'd put one piece of paper and say, okay, there's somebody here, this person here, tell me about them. Well, they can't see the paper. It's not going to affect anybody. It's just a piece of paper. So then they'd start saying, I feel this person is this. And I would encourage them sometimes with cards, because cards help you see more clearly, because sometimes we don't see that quickly, or we don't go that deep, whereas cards sometimes have images that change shape and colour, and words that change words into different words, like, oh, I see this and see that. So I encourage people to use tools. I encourage people to use oils, incense, all the things that help you become relaxed and focus much more easier. So they'd start talking about this person. And they'd say, like, it would be like a guy would be like learning for 4 days how to read tarot cards. So he'd sit there and I'd say, okay, we're going to read for somebody now. And they'd get nervous. I says, no, nobody even knows who it is. In fact, you don't even know who it is. Just start reading. This is a piece of paper. That piece of paper is the person you're reading for. So tell me about their life. Tell me about how they're feeling right now. Tell me about what sort of person they are. Tell me, are they a nice person? Are they an angry person? Tell me everything. So they'd read and I'd record it. I'd record it behind their back, okay? So they didn't see me. This was just little things that I did to help them. So when they'd finished, right, I would say, open the piece of paper, and they'd open it and it would say, John Edwards. And John Edwards would be the person who had the piece of paper. So they were reading for themselves. So now I would take the video, put it in front of them, sit it down, and I say, I want you to listen to this person speaking to the person, telling them who they are. And I'd press play. So John Edwards would now be saying, well, this person is a kind, very caring, loving person. This person wants to help people. This person feels very deeply and gets emotionally upset when people are angry with him. This person sometimes can be a bit angry over certain circumstances. And playback would bring the most powerful awareness of their ability, because you can't lie to yourself. And I realized this. So that was my understanding of how to help people. And I teach people that way. Even today, I try and help people see themselves through their own words. It's easy for me to say who you are, but when you're telling yourself who you are, not knowing you're telling yourself who you are is a pretty powerful thing. So if you're a teacher out there and you teach tarot, maybe you can do that on your pupil one day. It's pretty awesome, guys. It really is. So getting back to the psychic, each one of us holds unique abilities in different ways. And what I found was, if you're trying to teach somebody a certain way, I believe that you can halt their gift. So a good mentor, a good guide, watches and sees and feels where their true gift lies when you're helping them open up to their gift. Because psychic isn't just psychic. Oh, I'm a psychic, I can see, I'm a seer. No. Psychic can be tons of different fields of work. Tons of, like, you can see how this person can attune, and as she's talking, she's drawing. Like, you're actually channeling. You're a channel drawer. You're a channel painter. You're a channeled artist. Away she goes. This person's now, I can hear songs. I'm hearing this song. So you're channeling music. You're channeling songs. So you work best. Whereas you're hearing a song, that song relates to the client. So you're away with you. You work with music. You work with this. So everybody has a unique gift. Okay. What kills it is when people say, this is what you should do. This is how you do it. No, it's not. That's not it. That is not it. That can kill your ability. It's a bit like going to a normal school. A normal school will tell you what you need to memorize, and that's it. And you only your evaluation is only on how your memory is. So if your memory is good, then you are good. If your memory is bad, then you're crap. No, it doesn't work like that. Same in this field of work. Okay, so if we take the school, if you go to the Bally Green School, what they do is they watch and nurture the child's gift in whichever way the child is feeling drawn to. See, there's a difference. We're not programming kids. They're not robots, and neither are you. And I'm not programming you to be this kind of healer or this kind of psychic or a future seer or this. What I'm doing is looking and watching very carefully, watching your energy and listening with all my heart to see what your gift is. And ultimately, I try and encourage you on that way. But the best person to encourage you for your gifts, because I don't know what they are, is you. You encourage yourself. And I've said this time and time again. The most insignificant, amazing thing about yourself, because it's true, you don't ever put focus on your gift. You never do. You always think somebody else's gift is better than yours most of the time. So when you say, you know what, I'm going to look for my gift, and I'm not going to say it's insignificant, because maybe that's the start of my path to becoming more intuitive. Just take the word psychic and throw it away. It's too filled with ego. You are an amazing empath. You are an amazing, attuned, powerful soul. You see, so you're a seer. You feel, so you're a healer. You give. All of these things make you amazing, which is part of the world, what they call psychic. That's what I call psychic. Somebody who is caring, kind, loving, who takes their time to feel you and be with you and share their love with you. So maybe on my next video, I've got like a few people have sent me messages and it's about healing. So I'll do a video shortly about healing. They want to know how to heal, because yes, my course on healing isn't the cheapest of courses, but I have done hundreds of videos on how to help you heal yourself and help heal others. But I will do it more. I will do more videos about how to help you to become the most powerful healer that you already are. And that's going to be my promise to you, instead of talking about taboo subjects. I think I want you to be the most powerful healer. So today, what have you got out of this video? Maybe today you might go down for a coffee somewhere and watch people. And as you watch them, feel them and go deeper and feel, and it'll just flow. And practice, just practice that. It's a really good way to strengthen what the outside world has stopped you from being and feeling, which is the most powerful, amazing soul in the world. So from my heart to yours, have a beautiful day. I'm going to get back to my oils, incense and teas today that I'm working on. I've just finished uploading all my beautiful Herkimer diamonds. I'm going to try and get the video out today on Herkimer and how to feel it, work with it, and its benefits on the healing side. So I'm going to try and get that out today and try and put that collection up on the website as soon as possible. So from my heart to yours, have a great day. Thank you once again for supporting Bajerski.com, going to my channel, going to also my website, and buying your authentic crystals, oils, incense, and now teas. Have a great day. Enjoy your beautiful day. You're amazing.